Alright, now right off the bat, I don't want to say that Cyberpunk or Shadowrun are better or worse than each other because they're both very good franchises that have a lot of similarities and some differences. And I just thought I would point them out, talk about the games, and try to convince some people to play Shadowrun some more. So let me set the mood. Basically, imagine Cyberpunk. All the corpos, all the gun dealing, drugs, everything that you can think of in Cyberpunk, and then add magic. I mean, what's not to love there? You could keep your guns, but there's like magic being added. All sorts of different races like elves, orcs, trolls. I think fucking fairies at some point got added into this shit. And you can still have cybernetics and all sorts of stuff like that, like in Cyberpunk. One of my favorite characters I made in this game was an orc, and you'd be thinking, oh, orc, just big brute guy, whatever. Yeah, it was a big brute, but he had like cybernetics and shit, and he was a little bit smart. He knew how to hack, too. Just when you add all that stuff together, it makes you go, oh, what the hell is going on? Is that fucking dwarf over there using magic and a submachine gun? Well, alright then. Now that I've more or less tried to set the mood for this game, or, well, I guess it's a franchise, kind of like the Cyberpunk franchise, as they both started as tabletop role-playing, kind of like D&D, where you roll dice and do shit like that. But Cyberpunk is the one that got picked up by CD Projekt Red. They got a big fucking video game, and the game is pretty good, and it looks amazing. And then Shadowrun got picked up by Harebrained Studios, and it got a trilogy. Now, the trilogy's not bad. In fact, I'm gonna try to convince you to play it, as it's now come out on console, but I'll get back to that. The trilogy is a lot of fun, but it's not a AAA game like Cyberpunk was supposed to be. They knew that they weren't making a giant game for this. They knew that they were just passing off some smaller games that would get some people to play and make some money, which isn't a bad thing. You know, they stayed in their lane and made some good games that didn't have a lot of hype and a lot of failure. But I would still love to see Shadowrun get more treatment. It hasn't had a game since 2015, which isn't the longest time. Actually, it's been 7 years, I'm just now realizing that. So yeah, it has been a long time. And, you know, I would love to see another game. I go on Reddit a lot for like looking at builds and stuff because I'm not the best at games like this, and people are always saying how much they want a new game to come out for this series. Now, in case I'm an idiot and I just completely forgot to put gameplay in the background of this video, you might be wondering what the big difference between the games or the franchise is. And it's not so much that there's different corporations or something like that. It's more the gameplay itself, as Cyberpunk plays like a big open world first-person shooter. But the Shadowrun series was a top-down role-playing game, and not like on pen and paper, but kind of like how the Wasteland games play. You choose where your character goes, you know, you do all sorts of different stuff, but you're like hiding behind different cover, taking turns in that battle. Which isn't bad, but it left something to be desired. As most of us play video games to escape real world and try to do badass things or feel like a badass. But you don't exactly feel like a badass when you're playing this game because you're seeing somebody else do it. That's the beauty of first-person games. Or even if it was in third person, if you were directly controlling everything they do, which you kind of are in this game, but not when you're looking at it from different angles and taking turns and having like a million minutes, you know, to like plan out your next fucking shot on a rifle. The big thing that kind of left us unsatisfied, though, was the size of these games, as they really weren't all that long. Like, you could get a good few hours out of them, and, you know, the first one, I have 25 hours in, but that's after I've done the story 3 times, maybe. You know, it's not a lot of time to go through one story, but I think most of us would be satisfied even with just a new game at this point. So, Harebrained, please give us a new Shadowrun game. Even if it plays exactly like Hong Kong, just give us a new story make it longer. Make it like 20 hours of gameplay or something like that. Add some side quests, some more stuff we can do, different cybernetics, guns, magic. Just, we would love something new. So, that'll be all for this video. Oh, actually, no, because these games were originally on PC, but they're on console now. So if you haven't ever played them, now's your chance. Please go check them out. Give these games some love and support. I'm recording this after I already recorded and edited the rest of the video, and I'm realizing at the end I went some loves, and some support. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think of the Shadowrun games. That'll be all. Have a good one, guys.